and watch the chef cook.
You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah, I'm from the 17.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, before we get into the meat and potatoes, week 3, make sure you're around, make sure you're available. PhillySportsTrips.com. We're going to be sliding out, you know what I mean, to Washington to see Carson Wentz, to see the Philadelphia Eagles get that week 3 dub. Yes, sir. Get you a nice, beautifully chartered ride from the Philadelphia area up to FedEx Field. Tailgate included, ticket to the game included. Is going to be a vibe. Some of your favorite content creators, Gail from 4th and John, Philly Mike, myself, we're going to be out there. I think Philly Fresh going to be out there as well. It's going to be a vibe. It's going to be a movie, man. Let's talk about it, though. The Dolphins got the bubble guts. They got the bubble guts. You know what I mean? Honestly, I feel like, you know, when A.J. Brown woke up and started talking his talk yesterday, they didn't want to see him today. You know what I mean? I don't think they just wanted to see us today. You know what I mean? Strangely, you know, everybody got the stomach virus, or everybody got this when it's time to practice. But the Philadelphia Eagles will continue to practice today. Obviously, it won't be a joint practice. A number of Dolphin players aren't feeling well. I wish them the best, you know what I mean, in all seriousness. But these are the Philadelphia Eagles that won't practice. Tim McMahon reports Derek Barnett, ribs, won't practice. Sean Bradley, illness, won't practice. A.J. Brown, rest. That's a good one. Andre Cacheray, groin. Dickerson, rest. Ellis, hamstring. Hargrave, toe. Job, elbow. Jason Kelsey, elbow. Miles Sanders, hamstring. Josiah Scott, hamstring. Greg Ward, toe. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It's okay to give some guys some rest. Listen, if you don't like the way that A.J. Brown is talking, I don't understand. Listen, A.J. Brown getting the ball rolling right before your eyes, whether you like it or not. Before A.J. Brown got on Twitter yesterday, it wasn't many clips of the Philadelphia Eagles, you know, showing their positives from practice. Everybody wants to, you know, show the clip of Darius Slay, you know what I mean, getting his foot stepped on by Tyreek Hill, you know what I mean? But running stride for stride until he got his foot stepped on. But it is what it is, man. But Darius Slay ain't take offense to it. Everybody, Cowboys content creators, PFF, everybody's posting it. It's Slay and it's the cheater. Why wouldn't you post it? You know what I mean? But everybody's posting, oh, Slay got burnt. Slay ain't defend himself. Slay just, two Georgia boys going at it. Two Georgia boys going at it. And that's the end of that. But other people, you know what I'm saying? Other people like to delete their Twitter. But that's not the culture that we got here in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? We ain't deleting our Twitter. We ain't hiding from nothing, man. It is what it is, man. But, you know, it wasn't many clips until A.J. Brown got out there and started talking. A.J. Brown started talking. A.J. Brown started telling people, listen, you can't mess with me. Choose wisely. You don't want to see me tomorrow in practice. And I'm all for that type of energy from your number one wide receiver. You want to know why? Because I believe we got one of the best duos in the game. While he talking, do you understand the routes that's being ran by Devontae Smith? While he's talking and backing it up. While he's talking and backing it up. It's like if T.O. could have had Isaac Bruce or Torrey Hawk, a route running magician. You worrying about how T.O. talking. It's like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Yeah, you go out, you got to pay attention to DK, but Lockett is also going to eat. It's one of them situations, so I'm not mad at it. I don't think he's a loose cannon. I just think it's football. It's a competitive thing, and I think our guy out there to get, you know, to get the mental edge and the physical edge on the football field, he called somebody a little boy. I mean, he didn't know it was a fan account, but it is what it is, man. He's talking to these dudes like he's the superior athlete, and that's the type of energy we need. You know what I mean? From our number one wide receiver. So I'm all for that type of energy. Let's talk about the progression of Jalen Hurts. You know, Nick Sirianni, he talked about some of this a bit this morning. He said that it appears, JCT Sports, you know what I mean, he said Nick Sirianni says he believes Jalen Hurts had his best practice as an Eagle yesterday during joint practice session with the Dolphins. Sirianni references several checks made by Hurts on third downs. Everything is slowing down for him. He was getting the ball out on time. That is progression. That is development. It's development. You know what I'm saying? Like I said yesterday, man, it was a lot of stuff that was talked about how Tyreek Hill was doing a secondary when when Slay and Bradbury were kind of like in and out of practice. You know what I mean? But nobody really talked about Jalen Hurts, and that's always a positive. That means he's doing what he's supposed to do. And then when the footage comes out yesterday of joint practice, you see several clean-looking throws from the pocket from Jalen Hurts. Yes, it's only practice, but I talk about these things because these are things that everybody in the world are trying to say that he can't do. And he's doing them every single day in practice. Doing them. Everybody talks about the yak of A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is frequently making one-hand catches down the sideline. Touchdown passes in the red zone. You can't knock the talent that these guys have, amassed on offense. Am I a little worried about the defensive side of the ball? I am, but we're going to get to that in a second. You know what I'm saying? We definitely going to get to that in a second. So it is what it is. And, the Philly sports media, I think the Philly sports media has to do something like maybe keep some content creators around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to nominate myself to be around for Eagles practices. I would absolutely love it. But one thing you could know about a content creator is that we're going to make sure we feed the streets. It's a lot of people, thousands of fans been hitting me up about why aren't our videos being shown? Why is everybody only showing the one play with Tyreek Hill and Slay? I mean, I guess it is what it is. We're not going to cry over spilled milk. We're getting as much information as we can get. And, we're going to see ultimately how this team has matured and developed. But the development of the quarterback has always been key. So we got to focus on that this offseason. How good is Jalen Hurts doing? Is he doing better than what he was doing last year? And absolutely he was. I mean, he's primed for a bigger year than he had last year. So even if he doesn't get to you the 4,000 passing yards that I think he's very, very capable of doing, if Jalen Hurts come out here and get you 3,800 passing yards, that's 700 more passing yards than he did last year. You know what I'm saying? That means he can get you 30-something touchdowns or something like that. So the progression is naturally going to happen. So as an Eagles fan, all we got to do is sit and wait. We did it. We had a great offseason. You know what I mean? Practice is happening very, very well. Thank God, we're one of these teams that aren't hit by injuries because Tyron Smith just tore his hamstring. Chase Young is going to start the season on the PUP list. But by God, I shouldn't be talking about those teams. When I talk about Chase, Louis T, why you got our name in your mouth? Y'all in the division, ain't y'all? Y'all in the division. I can't talk about the division. I can't. It hurts when Eagles fans talk about the division. The Commanders who haven't been to a championship game in 30 years. The Cowboys who've been bluffing like it's a game of poker for 28 years. 28 years. The Giants who haven't had a winning season in 5 years. They don't want us to talk about that. They want us to spare them. I don't live by those rules. Because when we didn't have a ring, it was the ring pop memes. It was the jokes. It was a lot of jokes. These ain't jokes. This is the truth about y'all. But they don't want us to talk about it. So what we going to do, y'all, is we going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it. You want to know when I'm going to leave the Cowboys alone? I'll leave you alone when you get to a national champion. When you get to a championship game and win it. Just get there. I'll leave you alone. Because you ain't winning the Super Bowl. You want to know when I'll leave Washington alone? When you get to a championship game. You know what I mean? We got a lot of teams in this division that are solely the reason why we were labeled the NFC least. Let that sink in.